Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to my Mithril Dragons guide. In this guide, I'll be showing you how to kill Mithril Dragons in the Evolution of Combat RuneScape. So, first we're going to get started with the gear. You're going to want to bring magic-based gear. So that may mean arrows, that may mean Ganodermic, whatever you can afford. And here I have two sample gear sets that you could bring. One is arrows and one is Ganodermic. Everything here can obviously be changed, so yeah. Now, there's a few other options you may want to bring, and some of them I actually recommend bringing along with you, even with the things you have. Um, Instead of maybe like Aram's staff, you may want to bring a Staff of Light. It does offer better bonuses. I believe it's 50 more damage bonus, so that's pretty significant if you're comparing it actually with Galdermic. That's 70, so it's in the same range, and not it doesn't cost as much to repair it in the long term. So you may want to consider that, or you may want to take a wand, an anti-dragon fire shield, or an orb, or whatever else. Capes, that's really up to you. Fire kiln, anything else. Higher tier magic armor if you have that. Um, Arcane stream necklace if you have that. Glory if you don't have enough money for a fury or whatever else. Range fires if you have the money. Dragon boots, Ganodermic boots as I have. Since they're only like 20k, why not? Even if they're going to degrade. So yeah. Alright, so the next thing I want to talk about is the inventory and the action bar. When it comes to the inventory, you're going to either want to get anti-fire potions and a dragon fire shield or super anti-fires. However, if you're going to couple that with one of the abilities, such as the ones I suggest, which is rejuvenate, you're going to want to bring a shield to use that. With that being said, other things you want to bring in your inventory may include other familiars, whether that's a titan, whether that's a storage familiar. I personally like to use storage familiars such as war tortoises, unicorns, etc. Depending on the level you can get, of course, and the runes you need if you need runes. With that being said, you could also use ancient magics, ice barrage, blood barrage, etc. on these, and you could actually kill two at a time, or however many you could stack at a time, which increases the amount of kills you get, obviously. So that's another thing you can consider. That's a lot. That actually costs a lot more, so you have to take all of that into consideration when you're thinking about this. The rest I like to do is food, and of course, if we got a familiar, that all with food. Now, moving on to the action bar, just set it up with any type of basic and threshold abilities. Of course, you're going to want to put the spell you're using. If you're using a polypore staff, you're going to want to have the polypore spell in your ability bar, or at least have it as autocast. Either which way works. Then I like to have food in there so I could easily eat, if anything. And as I mentioned before, some abilities that I suggest is rejuvenate, because it actually takes your adrenaline bar and converts it into your life points, which is great. I believe it does 40% or so of the life points you have lost, but whichever way, it's great to save on the food you have and the resources in your inventory. So that's something you want to consider. And momentum, of course, because unless if you want to be clicking abilities while doing this, that's another alternative. Make it a little more AFKable. So now moving on to the way you can get there. So I know many people that have ever done Mytho Dragons know how to get there with the game's necklace to the whirlpool and all that. But if you're using a storage familiar, obviously that can't be done unless if you bring two when you drop the food and all that, and even then it's sort of complicated and whatever. But you can use fairy rings to get there, and before you do that, you're going to want to activate the fairy ring in the ancient caverns. I'll have a guide in the description on how to do that. but you're going to want to activate that fairy ring there. And when going there to the ancient caverns through the fairy ring, you're going to want to activate the BJQ code. So once you're there, just run past all the bots, obviously, because that's all RuneScape is nowadays, you know. And you get to the stairs. Remember to pot up with extreme supers or whatever you have, and begin fighting. And when you're actually fighting, there is 2 places I like to go. Either which one of the corners works great if you're just doing one-on-one combat. Otherwise, if you're doing with ancient magics, you're going to want to try to stack Mithril dragons, if that makes any sense, and auto cast in that type of way to get more than one. I'm sort of failing here because I accidentally started attacking one of the dragons in the center, which isn't the best thing to do if you're doing one-to-one combat. But this is a great spot. The other end is a great spot. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys have fun slaying Mithril dragons and get something good as a drop. And I'll see you guys later. Peace. These bitches love sauce, oh, and